Said May 24th. May 24th, it's, I guess back there, Memorial Day weekend. So we're taking the subway to the bus station on the north of Prague. Then we're going to take a bus to something like a concentration camp and have a day trip.
This is a small fortress, they call, which would have been part of the prison. They have the booklet.
Yeah, this is the cemetery of all the victims of the prison. Not all of them, of course not all of them. But
so you can see the little stones before you.
Yeah, when they leave stones, it's usually the Jewish sin. But this was originally a fortress built in the 1790s.
Turned into a prison.
Yeah, and when the Nazis came through, they turned it into a prison, Gestapo headquarters. And
those bushes planted all the way through here. It's going to be really beautiful.
Oh yeah. And of course, a lot of people that died in the prison. This is the cemetery where they originally buried them individually, but after a while, there were too many, and they used mass graves.
They had a ceremony here not too long ago, last week.
Oh, really?
You can see.
I wonder if this is a mass grave.
Possibly.
Possibly. Here's another one with a...
Individuals, but
Well, they have birth dates on them. Huh. Anyway, let's go inside. That's the other one. Tickets. This is the reception area where the prisoners were first brought in and logged in. And here's all the record room. Shelves of cards. Germans were very efficient. Shelves and shelves of cards. This is the guardhouse room. It also served as interrogation of inmates. Probably in the back. And what is this one? What is it?
This is the prison commander's office, the post held by Henry Chalco, notorious for his cruel treatment of prisoners tried and executed in 1946.
Could you imagine getting brought into this? New arrivals handed in their civilian clothes.
Dressed in army uniforms. But the army is defeated by the Nazis, so they took the soldiers' uniforms and used them for the prisoners.
And here's the entrance to the prison. It's got that work will make you free bullshit that they put on all their concentration camps. Here's where the prisoners were kept. These look familiar. You've seen these in a lot of concentration camp films. They had 2 or 3 on each level, 3 levels. Of course, it wasn't like in hostel. Germ and bug infected. They get a sink. You get a stove. These were the Jewish and Russian prisoners had their own block separated. And each were treated the worst of all the prisoners, the Russians and the Jews. This is like a solid iron door. Bolted shut. I don't know if you can see it. This is like the torture room. It's just this. Where the prisoners were kept when they were being tortured. There's can't see it here. There's a lock and a ring where they were chained. They got a small window. Here's a little thing where they were. Food was slid down, I guess. They got the inside door that was locked from the outside with a little peephole. Everything is bolted from the outside. Got these bolts. Here's the commander's office inside the yard. This is where work crews were set up. This was a working camp. They gave them basically slave labor. Sick room where the doctor's office was. I can't imagine a prisoner's got much medical help. Probably for the guards and so forth. It's just an empty room here. Probably had beds in here.
The other side, you can see the bunks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This looks like a. Is this This is the barber shop.
Well, they would have had chairs.
Oh yeah. This was the barber shop maintained by the prison to show that it was a very hygienic facility. They would bring the Red Cross and such to here as a model, so they'd set it up and then they would demonstrate. This is the sick bay. This was the delousing station.
Showers.
And showers. Fortunately, this particular prison was not set up for the mass death camps like Auschwitz. This was where they would have used this kind of facility to kill thousands of people at once. Here's the delousing pots. We would put all their clothes in here and deloused them through a steam pipe coming in. Here you have the solitary cells.
Waiting for execution, or if we were
Waiting for execution or being punished. They'd put them in these solitary cells. Oh, here's where you can see that they chain them up. This was like that torture room that you saw before. It's just a bare room with a ring that they could chain them to. Peepholes. It's all black, pitch black inside. There's no lights whatsoever. No windows, no lights. It's pitch black. You mean they kept them in? Oh, the good cells had windows in them. You get a good cell with a window, get some light. These other cells are like totally black. There's no light fixture. I guess you get some light through this hole in the door. That was your light source. Right there. Those holes in the doors when these bulbs were lit. So political prisoners especially They were pretty much done if you got into here. So these were all barracks in here. Pretty much the same as you saw before. Different barracks had different classes of prisoners. Okay, this is the hospital here. Hundreds of inmates were dying of typhoid. So they isolated them in this building here.
And also many protests from Scandinavia professors, also United States, Great Britain, from many countries. And also Albert Einstein from Princeton University. He sent telegram to Prague Castle to communist president in Gottwald.
These rooms were full of prisoners with typhoid. You can imagine that. This 1700s fortress was perfect for what the Nazis wanted.
Then you have the execution grounds. Then you have the mass graves where they exhumed 600 some bodies and put them in the cemetery. Then the death gate going the other way. So they didn't use this long way around. We're walking through this whole fortification.
There's gates.
They would have gone directly through gate 21 to the execution ground.
Right.
And the mass grave. All right, let's
Keep going.
So we're going in a circle, so somewhere we have a way out.
Like I was saying, this is the original fortress for the defense of the inner wall. They have an outer wall, and then they have a courtyard in between. So if they got over the outer wall, they have these gun ports that they could try to shoot them when they're in the between the two walls. Quite extensive. Tunnels in here. Okay, we're coming out to the exit now. So this is the execution area in here.
Execution ground in the mass grave would have been over here.
Here's execution and mass grave.
And this would have been the way through back to the courtyard.
Okay. So our entrance was the exit of that whole deal. This is where they brought the prisoners to be executed, through here. I don't know what these things are, just a memorial. Oh my God. Look, there's the gallows. They either was shot or hung. Yeah, okay. Here's the execution ground. This is the mass grave. And this is the gallows. Nothing fancy at all. Just a post with an eyelet for a rope. And then a kickstand that they kick out from underneath them. I'm sure if their neck didn't break, they just let them hang there until they died. Pretty. This is a monument to the unknowns. This is the doorway where they came out of the barracks area. Went down this path. To the gallows on the end of this path. There's also mass graves in this area here. This is the entrance to the execution area from inside the barracks courtyard. Like I said, this fort is perfect for the Nazis. Just all set up just for the prisoners and execution. So this is a pool that they use mainly for a reservoir for fires. They'd have water. And so the inmates built this thing. They were tortured when they were building it, and then the families of the Nazis would use it.